Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are recording Wednesday, February 5th. And we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. This might be a weird show because we might start with NBA stuff, but that's because the NBA stuff hasn't stopped coming for the past few days. How you doing, Sam?
Doing good. Been a fun week. Exciting show tonight. Lots to talk about. Jimmy just got traded probably a half hour ago before we started recording, so we're going to lead with that. Jaden Springer was sadly traded today, so we're going to talk about what's next for the Celtics, trying to figure out who they're going to bring in to fill because they have to fill another spot. It means you're going to get a new Shams notification tomorrow. It's for damn sure. And we'll read your emails, go around the rest of the NBA, discuss all of the trades that have happened, and we'll do the rat list. Stick around through it all. It's going to be a lot of fun. Subscribe, leave a like, comment. Tell us what you think of the Jimmy deal. Tell us what you think of the Springer deal. Hit the bell. We're here every single day. New pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps of the morning after each game. Other videos on the channel in between, even breaking news ones like we did today. You don't want to miss any of it. Hit the bell.
Yes, sir. Let's start with Jimmy. We're not going to bury the lead. Technically, it's not Celtics, but it's the biggest news right now. So, excuse me, that's what we're going to go with. Jimmy Butler has been traded to the Golden State Warriors per Shams Charania and a bunch of other people. In return, the Warriors are sending out Dennis Schroeder, Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first-round pick. Those players are not all going to the Heat. Andrew Wiggins, I believe, is the only one that is definitely going to Miami. And then the rest are all up in the air. Kyle Anderson was going to go to Toronto, but then that reportedly fell through. So Kyle Anderson going to stay in Miami for now. PJ Tucker is also going to Miami in the trade from Utah because Dennis Schroeder is going to go to Utah. And then I think I covered it all. Jimmy's going to be in Golden State, obviously. And then the Pistons got Josh Richardson in the trade. And then the Warriors. So, yeah, right now we have, as Jake Fisher put together, Jimmy in Golden State, Lindy Waters going from Golden State to Detroit, Josh Richardson to Detroit. Miami is getting Andrew Wiggins, PJ Tucker, and Kyle Anderson. Utah is getting Dennis Schroeder. So that's what we got.
What a mess this development has been. First came out Jimmy, Golden State, and then we knew that it was Wiggins, Schroeder, Anderson in the pick. And then all these other players start getting named and sent to new teams. And it has been essentially like the Charlie from Always Sunny meme trying to connect all the conspiracy theories on the wall. That is explaining how Jimmy Butler ended up on the Warriors, but he's going to be on the Warriors. The Jimmy in Miami era has come to an end. It was a good era for them. Made 2 finals appearances, 3 conference finals. Jimmy was a phenomenal player for the Heat. Ends in an absolute dumpster fire, burns the bridge, goes to join the Golden Gate Bridge, actually. It's where he's going to go play now. Maybe he can burn that bridge on the way out, too. It's kind of what he likes to do. What do you think of the fit, Jack? I know when we talked about this, you didn't hate
it. It's weird. I still don't think the Warriors are a real team in the West. Like, I don't think they're going to end up being a title contender. That said, I saw someone tweet about this. I respect them going for it with Steph, like at least trying to make a move. I think they definitely got better. Losing Andrew Wiggins sucks, but Kyle Anderson and Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder was an imperfect fit. Kyle Anderson's meh. They can roll out Steph Curry, Brandon Podziemski, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga. They still got Trace Jackson Davis, Kevon Looney, Gary Payton. Like, they got a good team. Undoubtedly so. And they extended Jimmy. Jimmy signed the 2-year, $121 million extension. A lot of money, only 2 years though, so it's not bad. Kind of lines up with Steph. So that's fine for me too. Cool. I mean, if Jimmy actually plays and Jimmy shows up in the playoffs, like you don't want to play this team in the playoffs. Steph and Jimmy in the playoffs is a pain in the ass. Like no matter who you play, like if you're the Thunder, you don't want to play this team in the playoffs. I think the Thunder will win, but it will be annoying. You know what I'm saying? Like that. The Warriors are set up to now be a very annoying team to play in the playoffs, and I think that's probably where it caps out for me. But I don't hate this move for them because they also only gave up 1 draft pick, and it's this year 2025 draft pick, so they maintain that flexibility too. So pretty good deal, I think. The Heat get out. I think Andrew Wiggins is a pretty good fit with Hero and Bam, so I don't hate that. Getting the first is fine. Probably the most you were going to get in a Jimmy deal at this point, too. It's better than the Suns package or whatever you got in that sort of realm of things. So that's good. Utah getting Dennis Schroeder, I don't get. Maybe they flip him. Probably flip him for like a second or two, whatever. Sure. I don't hate it. It's fine. I don't think they're like this big monster now, though.
No, I don't think so either. Especially with like all of the moves that have been made. this week in the West, like you've got De'Aaron Fox now going to the Spurs. They've gotten better. You could argue that the Kings are a little bit more competitive, depending on how you look at that. I don't think so. I think they're still going to be one of those teams that are on the outside looking in when the playoffs come around. Then you've got the Lakers, of course, who've just got Luka, and they're probably going to get somebody else before 3 p.m. tomorrow. Now you've got the Warriors. Phoenix still hasn't done anything. Durant was, I guess we'll talk about Durant in this because Golden State wanted Durant and they heavily wanted Durant. They want Durant so bad. And Durant's like, well, I don't want to go play there. So that died almost instantly. It was a rumor all day, all night yesterday. They tweet about it. The sources say that he doesn't want to play there. Deal's dead. No one's talking about it. Durant held out of the game tonight for Phoenix and OKC. So maybe it's one of those. They're still looking to trade him really aggressively, and it's going to happen by tomorrow. We don't really know. There hasn't been a whole lot of clarity with the Durant thing. It just has felt like maybe he's going to go to the Warriors. The Mavs had interest in him, and maybe they were going to go after him, but nothing materialized there. And now you're just kind of in this weird situation with Phoenix where you still have Durant, you still have Beal, you still have Booker, and nothing has really happened to have your team improve. There was rumors from Steve Bulpett yesterday that there was a Nurkic-Valanciunas swap, but Valanciunas is now on the Kings, so that's not happening.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do to get them to be better. But back to Golden State. Sorry to just take you around the entire west side of the country. Golden State is going to be, exactly as Jack said, a team you don't want to see in the playoffs. Anytime Jimmy is on a team in the playoffs, you do not want to see them. There's a reason why these Miami teams always came out of nowhere and nobody really expected much out of them. Did they have tremendous role players? Yes, they did. I don't know if you want to call Bam a role player, but he's excellent at what he does. He's an all-league defender. Tyler Hero is a great scoring option. Duncan Robinson is a knockdown shooter. Strus was incredible at what he does when he was there, and the list goes on. And Jimmy did a great job of maximizing these guys, being the head of the snake. I don't think he's going to have to be the head of the snake with Golden State, but he could. I think Steph Curry is such a versatile player who can just kind of fit into whatever you want to do. It's not going to become Jimmy's team, but if they want to play through him at times of the playoffs and have Steph be the outlet safety valve guy, that could work extremely well. It's just a question of, like you said, his commitment. Is Jimmy actually going to sit up and play? Is he going to be healthy? Those are all a lot of questions.
Yeah. This is so weird to me because, like, how many days ago Jimmy said, I don't want to go to Golden State? That was a thing, right? Didn't
That
he
is
actually
also
say, I
true.
don't want to go there? And now it's like, okay, it's my last resort. There's no other option. I'll go here. I feel like it's weird because, like, I do think the Heat also handled the situation poorly. But if Jimmy didn't want to be there in the first place, who's to say this doesn't happen 2 years from now in Golden State again? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of weird to me. I do like Jimmy a little bit for the Warriors because he's not the type of star who's going to take away. Like, Kuminga's not going to lose a ton of shots because Jimmy's not like a high volume star. He doesn't need to take a ton of shots until the playoffs anyways. So I think that helps. I actually sneaky really like this for Miami. I think Andrew Wiggins is a really good player. I think his resurgence this season has gone a bit underrated. He's averaging 17.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 45 from the field, 38 from three. Like, he's going to fit in seamlessly. They can roll out a lineup of Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez, Duncan Robinson, Andrew Wiggins, Bam. It's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. That's 2 all-stars. Andrew Wiggins, who was an all-star awkwardly enough a couple years ago. Like, he'd already be good. And Wiggins is 29, 28, 29, turning 30 soon. Oh, he's a lot older than I thought he was.
10 years ago,
I like it.
First pick in the draft.
I know. It's crazy. He's been in the league for that long. Weird career arc
11
for
now, actually.
For he's been in Golden State way longer than I realized he's been in Golden State.
Yeah, he's been with the Warriors since
God.
like 2020.
Middle of the COVID season, yeah. Holy shit. So this was his 5th full year in Golden State. That's crazy. That's
and like you said, he had an all-star season. He did a great. He wasn't, but he had like an Iguodala Finals MVP case when they played the Celtics, and he was defending and playing out of his fucking mind to get Golden State the wins in that series. Like, he's somebody that Miami adds, like you said. And I mean, I'm not saying the Celtics should be fearful of Miami, but he certainly gives them another defender to try and defend Tatum with, somebody who's succeeded at defending Tatum. Haywood Highsmith, by the way, does a good job of defending Tatum too. He's always kind of an irritant to Tatum. So those are two guys that are just equipped to defend Boston.
Yeah, which could make the Heat annoying in the playoffs again. But regardless, I think it's fine for Jimmy. I don't know if I'm like all in. Oh my God, this is awesome. I like it though. If I had to like give it a grade, I'd give it like a B+ for the Warriors. If you want to be like put an actual rating on it, and I'd give it like an A- for the Heat. I like it a little better for the Heat. Do I? I don't know. It's just such a weird trade. It feels like it was just thrown together like, oh, Jimmy's last option, Heat's last chance to trade him. Warriors are like, we lost. It felt like everyone's second choice.
No, it's
you know what I'm
true.
saying? Like the Heat wanted to get a better return for Jimmy, but then they ended with this. Jimmy wanted to go to the Suns, but then he ended with this. The Warriors wanted Kevin Durant, but then they ended with this. Like this felt like everybody's second option collectively. So maybe that'll make it okay.
Yeah, it's like if you're like at like middle school and you want to go to the dance with this girl and she says no, and you ask another girl who wanted to go with a guy who's found someone else to go with, and you're just both each other's second choice. That's kind of what this feels like. Like nobody really wanted this. Like we said, like Golden State heavily wanted Durant. He said no. Butler really wanted Phoenix. And then ultimately was like, man, I need to just get out of here. Like, yes, I'll sign with Golden State. Fine, whatever. Get me to the dance. And here we are. The Heat are staying afloat somehow. Pistons, of course, the deadline goes through them. We all knew this. They get Lindy Waters and Josh Richardson, like you said. Josh Richardson.
Did they get KJ Martin too? In like
they
another
did from
deal?
the Sixers earlier today. That was announced. So I mean, they're adding guys. I don't know what they're going to do with them, but can't be the worst thing ever. At least you have options.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have any, do you have any more thoughts on the Jimmy trade? I feel like we broke it down pretty good. I don't know if there's anything else. I feel like we didn't talk about it long enough for how big of a trade it was, but I don't know. It feels like I don't think this will be relevant in 3 months. I think maybe by like next summer it'll be fine, or it'll be cool if they rebuild a little bit around this. But I don't think Jimmy and Steph are winning a title. I'll put it that way.
Do you think this has like Kyrie going to Dallas first year type thing where it just doesn't solve what's wrong? It doesn't take them into the playoffs. Like they don't have enough around the rest of the core.
I think they'll make the playoffs. I do think they'll make the playoffs because I think teams ahead of them are going to get worse. Actually, but everyone's actually trying to improve ahead of them, so that might make things sticky. I don't know if KD still gets traded. That feels like it's kind of dead now, but who knows? I don't
Wizards.
know, man.
What if it goes to the Wizards?
No, he's not going to the Wizards.
Can you imagine the Wizards are like off to this terrible start and they're like, "Fuck it, we're going all in." Ruin their draft tanking.
I don't know.
What a deadline we've seen, man.
What a deadline indeed. Let's jump back to the Celtics here, though, and talk about some 14th roster or 14th man roster options. Celtics trade Jaden Springer today. That brings them down to 13, standard rostered players, which means they have to sign at least one person that can be elevating a two-way player, which I personally think it'll be. I think it'll be JD Davison or Drew Peterson. Sign a buyout player. They could technically make a trade and bring back two players, but financially that doesn't make a ton of sense for them. It's probably not going to happen. Or they could sign just a free agent. Some options out there. I know you had a list that our good friend Camped About to Buy you put on here. I think it'll be JD Davison or Drew Peterson, but if you'd like to, go ahead.
Yeah, so Cam tweeted early this morning when the Springer thing happened. By the way, if you haven't heard, Jack, the Celtics are refunding season ticket members that want to cancel their memberships because of this.
Are you? I see.
I'm joking.
I was like, what? I thought you misspoke. I thought you meant to say the Mavs, and you were going off at a tangent.
No,
gotcha.
I wanted to tweet that today, but I was like, all right, like I've tweeted enough about it, so I had to save it for the show. Anyways, speaking of tweeting, Cam put out a nice list of potential signees to a 14th roster spot for the Celtics. Broke them down into 3 categories: there's practical, ambitious, and then the wacky. Practical, he lists Torrey Craig and Robin Lopez. Ambitious Drew Peterson and Mo Bamba. The Drew Peterson ambitious thing is weird because
That doesn't make any
that's
sense.
a practical one. That's not. They don't really have to even like stick their neck out to do that. No pun intended. And then the wacky includes Boban, Harry Giles, and Blake Griffin. I would love Blake Griffin back. He's not coming back. He's done playing. He's so retired. He's he's signed a deal to be on the Amazon desk next year. There's no way he would come back and play. It would be great for the vibes. I'm a fan of Blake Griffin's. Love him anytime he does a podcast. Great listen. I don't really think. I don't even know if Robin Lopez is still playing or not. He certainly doesn't make sense for the Celtics, who have currently 5 big men on the roster. Torrey Craig kind of makes sense, but he hasn't played a whole lot this year and just got cut. Drew Peterson, we already talked about, does make sense. Mo Bamba, same thing. A lot of big men, but if you do bring him in, you can play the song. Boban, a lot of big guys, but he's 7 foot a billion and is a meme. And then Harry Giles is friends with Tatum.
I love Cam. I don't know if I like this list. I don't know if I agree. No, don't do that. I don't know. Like, it just, a lot of these names don't make sense to me. Like, Robin Lopez hasn't played in the NBA all year. I haven't seen anything about him trying to make a comeback. He played 16 games last season before getting waived at the deadline. Like, Robin Lopez, and plus he's 36 years old, and plus what you said, like, they don't need another big. Torrey Craig, sure. He just got bought out. Fine. Mo Bamba, sure. But again, I don't think they need another big. I don't know why Drew Peterson's ambitious. Did he give an explanation in his article, or was it like a tweet?
This was an article. It was literally just like a Twitter thread.
I think Drew Peterson's very realistic. Boban hasn't played in the NBA. He's playing overseas right now too, so I don't think they could.
He's ready if needed.
Well, no, he's under contract. He's signed somewhere. Harry Giles, I don't know what he's doing. Maybe that's realistic. He's also under contract in the CBA, so I don't know how realistic that is. And then I don't think Blake's coming back too. So I think of the ones he listed, Drew Peterson and Torrey Craig are the only ones I could see actually happening. And I don't think Torrey Craig is going to happen. I just think it's going to be JD Davison or Drew Peterson. I think it's going to be one of those two guys. I don't think it's going to be Lonnie. I think a lot of people have talked about probably not either. But yeah, I just don't know. Before we continue talking about this, I do need to tell you guys about PrizePicks, because PrizePicks is the best place to get all your action, especially ahead of the big game. Big game is coming up. We're getting there closer and closer by today. I believe this is our last full pod until the day of the big game. So make sure to keep an eye on it. Again, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, Travis Kelce, Xavier Worthy, lots of good picks for you to choose from. Best of them is the free pick that you get. Patrick Mahomes passing for over half a passing yard in the big game. More than half a passing yard would be absolutely incredible if he didn't do that. So I think I would I'd definitely take a look at that as a solid option. So take a look at that. Saquon Barkley's another one, although the Chiefs defense is pretty good. So I don't know how much of a lock Saquon Barkley will be. So take a look, take your picks, and we will maybe we'll stay away from giving the advice, because clearly we are not the best PrizePicks users, because we have run out of money in our PrizePicks account. So we'll leave the PrizePicks decisions to you, but we will tell you that it is the best place to get all your real money sports action. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use code CLNS for $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. Back to what I was saying. I don't know how much the Celtics are going to look to bring outside of their current circle. One, because it's just much easier to elevate somebody. Two, they did it last year. They just elevated Nemish Kid. And then they'll probably look to sign another two-way guy, but they'll probably want to elevate somebody they know is familiar with their system for the playoff run. And three, it's just cheaper. Like it's just the cheapest option, and clearly, based on them dumping Springer for nothing, they are focused on getting the financials right. And so it's probably just going to make the most sense for them to elevate one of their two-way guys.
We're ready if they need us. I did the treadmill today. I feel great. After having back problems for a little bit, I'm ready. I'm sharp. Put the jersey on. I'll sit there. I'll clap. I'll do the pregame workouts with the assistant coaches. I'm ready. I think they should take advantage of this. They can have fans pay $500 each to enter the end of the bench giveaway. That way, when they're terrified of paying any money as they were so terrified to pay $15 million for Springer. By the way, if I had $15 million, I would have paid it myself. They have a little bit of a piggy bank to go into. Everyone should be able to have the opportunity to suit up for the Celtics, especially when they're this good.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any ideas? Are there any, like, what do you think of this list? You didn't give me your actual thoughts. You just listed off the
Well, I went through and like kind of your list is bad if I can like debunk it like right off the top of my head. If I'm like, this doesn't make
Poor
sense,
Cam.
that doesn't make sense.
We're just shitting on Cam. We love you, Cam. Don't show this to Cam.
It would be kind of fun if they like went way back in the bag and they were like, hey, Lamar Stevens are bad. You want to come back?
Would be fun. He also
Or
brought
O'Shea.
up Kyle Anderson if he gets bought out. I wouldn't hate that.
Now he's staying in Miami though.
I
when
know.
he sent
so
that
it's
tweet,
a little
he was
awkward.
to Toronto. This whole trade's been a fucking disaster.
This trade is a big mess. Yes, 100%.
Other like interesting prospects.
Yeah. There's not much
Slider,
else out there.
Go get him. Rhode Island guy. I'm in.
Elevate Drew Peterson and sign him to a 2-way contract. Fine. I'm in on that. I truly just think, you know what they should do? They should elevate one of these guys and sign DJ Rodman to a 2-way contract, because that guy's been really like genuinely awesome in Maine. He's been hooping in Maine for sure. He deserves a 2-way contract. If that, you know what? Stamp it. That's my prediction. They elevate one of these guys. I honestly think they might elevate JD Davison first. One, because they got rid of a guard, so it would make sense to sign a guard. And two, like, he deserves it, man. He's been playing unbelievable with Maine. You can let him play with Maine still, but like after this many years, even if you're not going to re-sign him, reward him with a standard contract. You have to sign somebody. You might as well just reward him with a standard contract.
Isaiah? Need a new guard?
No.
Just have him be the victory cigar? That'd be a little fire. Oh, man. This has been a Sam gets his feelings hurt day if I've ever had one. Just sad. Springer traded. Jack wearing the City Edition hoodie. I mean, it just Pistons are about to lose to the Cavs. Sad day. They had to stay at work late. Gym was too busy because there were too many fucking people in there by the time I got to the gym today. Disastrous Wednesday.
Yeah. Anyways, we can move on to the email. Reminder, as always, you guys can email us at hbtcpod@gmail.com. That's hbtcpod@gmail.com. I believe we have a few today.
Everyone pity emailed us this time.
I know Isaac hit us up with an email that started with, I saw you guys had no emails, so here you go. Isaac said, hey, I was listening to your last podcast and noticed you didn't have an email, so here I am. Do you think the Celtics can become the number 1 seed? If so, what time frame do you see that happening in? Yes, I would say it's like a 20% chance, in my opinion. They helped themselves by beating the Cavs, and I know it's only a 4.5 game difference, but the Cavs are a really good team.
5 by the time we're recording.
Yeah, so I think they definitely can. I just think it's fairly unlikely. Like I said, 20-25% chance I give them to take the 1 seed.
A lot of games left. Cavs have cooled off. Celtics just beat them, like Jack said. They'll have another chance to beat them at the end of the month and then secure a tiebreaker if they do so, which will be very big if you actually really want to catch them for the 1 seed. I know Noah and Bobby Manning talked about this on Tuesday's Garden Report, and they were discussing whether or not it's actually important to get the number 1 seed. We've talked about this on here. I've been facetious about it, but kind of serious at the same time, where it's like, well, they hate fucking playing at home. So I actually don't care if they get the 1 seed. I would like them to get the 1 seed. I like personally watching games at the Garden. I think it's a good atmosphere. I think in the playoffs, it's one of the most exciting parts of it, having the crowd get into it and the team puts together a nice run or there's a highlight play or whatever. But the Celtics have just been dog walking teams on their home floor this year. Like, meaning when the Celtics are on the road, they've been incredible. And they've done it again. They did it last year too. And would they lose 1 road game in the playoffs last year? In the finals, game 4? Like, that was the only one they lost. They've been a really great road team since Missoula took over. And if that's going to be the thing that fuels them, if they get up to shut up other teams' crowds, then that's fine with me, man. But I'll still root for the 1 seed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want it. If you have to play Cleveland, you want it. You want to be able to play on your home floor. Maybe you don't, like you said, but you do want the 1 seed. But I don't think they necessarily care about it too much. Again, I don't think it's super likely, but it is definitely possible. So
also with the Cavs are now I want to say they've only lost 4 times at home. They are a good home team. So if you're not worried about it from a Celtics perspective, think about it from the opposite perspective, where a lot of other teams play well at home.
Yes. Next email we got is from RJ. RJ says, matriculating from Celtics University. Morning, folks. Let's talk trading. Specifically, what are reasonable expectations for a low draft pick or free agent signing to go from new guy to stay ready to rotation guy? Luke Cornett, Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard have all followed different paths to the circle of trust, but they'll all put their time learning the Celtic way. Others from J.D. Davison to Jordan Walsh to Peterson to Shireman to Tillman to Springer. 2 to 3 year of undergraduate work, quote unquote, is the norm before someone moves into a consistent role with the team. Is that how fans should reshape their expectations going forward? Be well, RJ. Yeah, I mean, that makes some sense. I think it's all about opportunities too, because like Pritchard got an opportunity because there were some afforded to him. But now that the roster is set, how many opportunities is Baylor Shireman actually going to get? How many opportunities is Luke Cornett or is Jordan Walsh actually going to get? Like, I think what was unique about Luke, Sam, and Peyton's rise to it is they were either already in the rotation or the Celtics were still figuring out what their rotation was when they were, earning their spots. The rotation's kind of set, right? So I think what we're going to look for moving forward is obviously, yes, you'll see some of this and them having to earn it, but also it'll be, do they have to trade Drew? Does Luke Cornett sign elsewhere? Does, a wing need some rest? Like, I think it will be a lot of changes to the rotation / stuff shifting versus just earning minutes, etc.
So what they're going to do is they're going to give them real minutes for the first time all season, then trade them. That's what that's the culture here.
Sure. How many Jaden Springer bits are you going to run before we actually have the conversation that we're having?
This will probably be the last
Come on,
day.
man.
This will be the one day. I'm all in.
Do you want to respond to the email or are you good? You're like,
I mean,
I was trying to have a conversation.
I think these guys seriously do all have opportunities to thrive in the Celtics rotation at some point. Like Walsh is probably the biggest one to watch right now. I think the fact that Jack and I have talked over the last week of like, what do the Celtics need to do at the trade deadline? And something that we seem to land on every time we have the conversation is it'd be nice to have somebody else they can rely on if Sam Hauser is hurt. Jordan Walsh is that guy right now. He's had a year and a half of experience under his belt. He's somebody who brings you a little bit of a different look than Hauser does. He's somebody who has a more explosive burst to the basket than Hauser does, and he's a much better defender, or at least he's like a more chaotic defender. Hauser's like a sneaky solid defender, but Jordan Walsh you can watch and he's gonna like get the stocks, he's gonna get the stats, and you're gonna love it. So that's my answer. I think Walsh is the one of the bunch that's the most primed to make that leap. The others, I just don't. I mean, Shireman is buried right now. JD's buried. I don't think JD gives you enough of a different look than the other guards on this team to like the thing about Springer in all seriousness was like, you put him in the game for one reason, that's to defend. And like, there was a large amount of like buzz and push behind this because people are seeing, oh my God, they have somebody they can just go out there and say like a bulldog to be like, sick him, like go get that guy. And that's all he has to do. JD doesn't really give you that. He's really great at some things, but it's not like better than Pritchard or better than Holiday or better.
You almost
than
need
Derek.
him to develop into a real player. Like that. That's what your only hope with JD
Correct.
is. Yes. Which would be more useful for him in his career, but it is also harder for him to actually get in the game because of that. So,
yep, I agree.
Tough, regardless, thank you, RJ. Next email, I'll pull it up. We have Paulo. Mavs could get Durant ? Hi guys, I think there is some way to build a 3-team deal between Miami, Dallas, and Phoenix, maybe including a 4th team that would send Durant to Dallas, Butler to Phoenix, and a bunch of good players. Well, blah blah blah. OT, shout out to Justin Holiday for joining my hometown team in Virtus Bologna. Hope he or Virtus Bologna. Sorry if that's so stupid. Let's hope he has enough gap in the tank, at least for the Italian league. Shout out to Justin Holiday. Unfortunately, this is not possible anymore because Jimmy Butler was traded to the Warriors. I did see something that Dallas wants Kevin Durant though, which is silly. They're creating the 2018 Dream Team, man. They're Nico Harrison's just living in the past.
Jimmy will wear number 10 for the Warriors. I'm a numbers guy. I like when like you see the new jersey with the new number.
Did you see the video of the fan breaking the news to the Heat bench?
I was gonna wait till we were done with the emails and be like, speaking of the Jimmy trade, here's this. You want to pull it
So
up?
funny. Yeah, I can pull it up quick. Hold up, I have to find it.
I've got it. I'll link it.
Okay, sure, please. You could also just pull it up.
I'm not good at the screen share. It takes me way longer. Here you go.
Sure.
Here's the link in the private chat. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it yet, what we're about to show you is a fan sitting a row behind the Heat bench tonight, breaking the news to Miami that this trade has happened.
Kevin Love, Tyler Hero, and Jaime Hackett are flabbergasted.
I
They're like,
cannot
"Oh,
hear it if you're
excuse
playing the
me?"
sound.
Oh, I wasn't playing the sound.
I got Kyle Anderson, Dennis Schroeder, and Andrew Wiggins. We robbed them.
Kevin Love goes, anything else? Any draft capital? And the fan goes, we robbed them.
First round pick, protected. No, they didn't get out the year. No.
Kevin Love goes, what's a year? They go, we didn't go out the year.
That must be such a weird situation because you get the camera in your face, but you are like probably hearing it for the first time. So you are having genuine reactionary thoughts in your head about, oh my God, like, did we get fleeced?
Yes.
Did we not get fleeced? Did we get a real return? Good on Kevin Love for just being like a dog, plain and simple.
Kevin Love's fun. And then last email from Isaac. I just finished watching the Jaden Springer video. Thank you. Given the Rockets, many young players, do you think Springer will be given a chance to develop in Houston? Maybe, but if I had to guess, probably not. He's not going to play. No, I don't think he's going to play in Houston. I mean, Ime wouldn't even play Peyton Pritchard a few years ago. So
it's actually a great point. Yeah,
it's just tough, man.
What if they buy him out and he comes back?
He couldn't legally.
That's a dumb rule.
Sorry.
Finders keepers, losers weepers. That should be the rule. The official NBA rule book. Finders keepers, losers weepers.
Thank you for the emails. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you guys.
I do need to talk about Gametime. It is the best place to buy your tickets. It's the best place for all your ticketing needs. Every day we come on here, we look at potential concerts and everything that you can look to purchase on Gametime. And so we'll do the same thing today. Sam, I think, did you choose the event we looked at last time, or did I? I'll let you take a look. Is there anything that stands out to you that you would like to look at for Gametime?
I think we should look at Lakers Mavs at the end of the month.
Lakers Mavs. Perfect. Lakers Mavericks. Lakers at Mavericks is happening. Okay, Mavericks at Lakers is happening at the end of February. There it is. Okay, so the best super deal that they can offer is a low sheet that is $1,200. So maybe that's not that great. There is an amazing deal right here that is $327 a piece. That's actually not too bad considering it is in Staples Center or Crypto.com Arena, whatever it is. So this is an amazing deal according to Gametime. The best part is when your Wi-Fi isn't lagging like mine is currently, you can see the view from your seat. It's really nice to get to see wherever you're sitting in the arena. Again, my site or my computer is just not having a fun time right now, so that's the reason you can't see it. There it is. There's the seat view. For this amazing deal, it tells you exactly what type of deal you're getting. It also includes the fees. So you know that you are paying exactly what the price is. There's not going to be any hidden fees. There's not going to be anything added at the end of your checkout. There's curated deals to make it easier to find the best price. The super deal is the best value. As I showed you, there's amazing deals. They rank them like that. It also shows you the fire emblem next to the cheapest deal. You get on-time ticket delivery, lowest price guarantee, events cancellation protection, all that good stuff, all from Gametime. Like I said, it truly is the best place to buy your tickets to any event, basketball games, whether you're seeing the Lakers and Mavs, whether you're seeing Gracie Abrams in concert, anything you want to see. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last-minute tickets, lowest priced, guaranteed. Let's check the NBA standings real quick, and then we can jump to more NBA news because there's a lot of it. Reminder as always, we're not doing the email again. Cavs are still in first place in the Eastern Conference because obviously. Celtics still in second place. Then the Knicks still in third. Pulling it up still. Pacers in fourth, Bucks in fifth, Pistons in sixth. Pistons sitting at 500. Pacers are climbing. They're a game ahead of the Bucks now, climbed into 4th place. Excuse me. Heat, Magic, Hawks, Bulls hovering in the play-in. Sixers still can't get over that hump. Then you got the Nets, Raptors, Hornets, Wizards.
So a few moments ago, I told you that the Cavs were going to win. The Pistons are now down 3 with the ball. They were down 8 with like a minute to play. The Cavs might lose. I don't have the game up in front of me. I just have the live score up because I don't want to not dox myself, but just absolutely like make my internet shit the bed, so I can't afford to try and watch the game live and also do the podcast. But I can tell you that is still up in the air. As far as the rest of the Eastern Conference goes, things are going to shift a little bit. Miami.
The Wizards did win, by the way. I don't know if we ever talked about that, but very sad.
Yeah, they did. They're off Pistons watch again. They keep getting close, but just no cigar.
They're ass. They're just not mega ass.
Yeah, they're not ass enough. Orlando and Atlanta, 1-9 in their last 10. The fuck? Atlanta beat the Pistons, by the way. That was their one win. Trae Young hit this insane rainbow 3 to win them the game. I think Atlanta won today, too. I could be mistaken. Where is it? Go ahead, ESPN. They lost. They lost to San Antonio in De'Aaron Fox's debut, but it was a close game. The Eastern Conference keeps having more and more people taken out of it. As someone who supports the Celtics, I cannot complain about this, but you look past the top 5, unmoved. Stephen A. Smith just like looking with the straightest face at the desk meme. Like nobody is scary below. I mean, we'll say 5. We'll say Milwaukee is like real. Philly can't get out of their own way enough to get out of that just mega hole that they started the year in. They are a game back of Chicago. Embiid is back. He had a triple-double yesterday against who they beat yesterday? Some bum team. Dallas. Philly beat Dallas yesterday.
Yes. Some bum team is funny. Yes.
It was some team that's unimpressive, but they are the ultimate bum team. They are the poster team of bum teams. Embarrassment franchise. But yeah, the rest of the East is just really weird right now. Who knows if any of these middling teams are going to figure it out. The best record from 6 to 10 in the last 10 is 4-6. The Pistons, Miami, and Chicago Bulls are all 4-6 in their last 10 to lead the pack in the middle of the Eastern Conference.
East
and
is just
the Pistons have lost. They've fallen.
Painfully mediocre Eastern Conference.
Hold on. The Pistons, sorry, Jack. So the Pistons tied the game and then gave up a 3.
Oh, game winner?
I believe
game
so.
winner for Cleveland?
Time to refresh.
I can look up. I can look it up short. I see a bunch of tweets. Garland, Darius
Yes.
Garland hit a game winner. So Garland hit a game winner. Truly unfortunate for this. But
that's a double dick kick.
Yeah, because the Warriors could have been 4 games. Yeah, that's a tough one. Western Conference. Thunder in first, 39-9. Then you got the Grizzlies with the 2-game lead on the Rockets. Now they've established themselves as the 2nd seed. Then, like I said, the Rockets, Nuggets, Lakers, Clippers in that next 3. Wolves, Kings, Suns, Warriors, Mavs, and Spurs right outside looking in. The Spurs are definitely losing some ground, which they'll probably gain back now that they have De'Aaron Fox. Blazers, Pelicans, Jazz, except Sam, the Blazers are not Blazers, Pelicans, Jazz anymore. The Blazers are Maverick, Spurs, Blazers now, because the Blazers are only a game and a half behind the Spurs because they are 9-1 in their last 10 games. Blazers are hot with a capital H.
Yeah, they've beaten everyone that's not the Thunder. The Blazers might be hot. The Blazers might be second guessing, like, do we trade Rob? Do we want to do that? Do we want to just ride with our guys until the season's over and then go from there? I don't know. The problem is, like, this draft is really valuable at the top. Like, you don't want to just fuck up and rid yourself of the opportunity to go get Cooper Flagg or Ace Bailey and add another key piece to your team. But at the same time, you do have like kind of a young chunk of guys that would be fun to get in the playoffs or playing to get them a little bit of experience and get them
They're not getting
accustomed.
I don't
I
believe
mean,
it.
they're
I
4
know
games
they've been
back
hot.
of.
I know, but
It's hard because these teams
the
above
Mavs
them
are
all
about to
got
get
better.
Anthony Davis back. The Spurs just got Fox. The Warriors just got Jimmy. Literally every single team above them, directly above them, just added an all-star. All three.
Not
The
Phoenix.
Mavs did lose an all-star to get one, but technically they didn't. Technically, they added an all-star for a non-all-star. But I don't know, man. The Blazers could also probably be okay with trading Rob to get Donovan Clingan some more minutes because he's not really playing, and you probably want to play him. But they're good though. They're good. And I will say the top of the East, outside of this play into the Blazers, I guess now mix, it is getting a little bit more separation. Like the Grizzlies are 2 games ahead of the Rockets. The Rockets are 1 game ahead of the Nuggets, and they're 1 game ahead of the Lakers, and they're 2 games ahead of the Clippers. Like it's no longer like half a game tied, half a game tied. You know what I'm saying? Like you're starting to see little gaps of separation in the West right now.
And the Lakers just beat the brakes off the Clippers yesterday. Like Bronny made a 3. That's how bad it was.
Yes, they did.
Not good.
Apparently the Raptors and Hawks are neck and neck in their pursuit of
I
playing.
saw that. We were talking about something else, and I almost laughed out loud. It's the Simpsons gif of all the people on the cruise ship watching the monkeys fight each other, like the 2 like chimpanzees. That's what that is.
For what it's worth, I kind of like it for the Raptors. I mean, you would have to believe in Scotty as your guy, and I don't know if I do, but if they do, then it makes some sense to get a little better. Hawks, I don't know. This screams we're gonna be mediocre. We're gonna be average. But hey, if you want to make the playoffs, go make the playoffs, man.
The Hawks are on the new Chicago Bulls plan. They're
They
like,
are.
let's be in the play-in every year.
But at least they have some upside on their roster.
No, they do.
Tyson Daniels is young. Jalen Johnson is young. God, the Bulls. I hate the Bulls, man. I fucking hate the Bulls. Bulls are so dog shit. You know what makes? Sorry, now you got me mad. What makes it worse?
I've done my
for
job.
the Bulls. They're a big fucking market. They're one of the biggest markets, and they are just dog shit.
It's the ownership. The ownership doesn't care, and they just want to be mediocre and get away with it. That's how it goes.
Losers. Anyways, let's move into some trades.
Other trades.
The Bucks have traded Khris Middleton to the Wizards for Kyle Kuzma. So it is Khris Middleton, AJ Johnson, and a pick swap for Kyle Kuzma, Patrick Baldwin Jr., and like second round draft compensation, whatever. But Bucks get Kuzma, Wizards get Middleton and AJ Johnson is basically the trade, and a protected first. Sure, I kind of like it for the Bucks. I saw a lot of people like Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma is better than Khris Middleton right now. He just is. Like people need to get with the times, and not be. Khris Middleton's been a lot more efficient this year, but he's averaging 12 points. Like he can't give you real minutes. He is too hurt. Like if the Bucks want to contend right now, you need a guy who can play. Middleton hasn't been able to play consistently as he can't play big minutes. You need a guy who can give you minutes, and Kyle Kuzma can give you that. And though he's not been efficient, playing alongside Dame and Giannis probably will help his efficiency. Playing alongside actual players will probably help him get better shots. So I like the trade. I like it for the Wizards. I was talking to Tyler Rucker of No Ceilings. He really likes AJ Johnson, so he was impressed that the Wizards managed to get that out of the deal.
League.
We did, and he was pretty good. So I think it's a pretty good deal for both sides. I like it better for the Wizards because you get some stuff. You can probably hopefully flip Middleton in a year or do something. Maybe he just rides it out, buy him out, whatever. But you got AJ Johnson and you got to pick, and you go from there.
Apparently, Giannis was like yes as
Yes.
well. That's another wrinkle of this. Like they asked him, and he was like, "Yep, I'm in favor of this. Go get Kuzma." To Jack's point about a player like Kuzma, when you have the opportunity to join a team and just be able to not deal with the defense focusing on you, it's gonna be a luxury for him. Don't think it's like I'm not like terrified of Milwaukee. Like they're not lurking around the corner and peeking out and asking the Celtics what's up. But I mean, it is better than somebody like Middleton who hasn't been consistent all this year. He hasn't been very good.
Exactly.
He hasn't been efficient. He's coming off double ankle surgery. Now you have a guy who's ironically won a championship before. He has done it. and he can join the team and be ready to fill a role. And Milwaukee might benefit from that. Better than having Middleton, who can't really do much for you right now.
Agree, 100%. Yeah, I like it. I saw a lot of people like mad at it, and I get the Bucks being upset because Middleton spent 12 years there, and he's like a franchise legend. But shit happens, man. You got to move with the times, and like, this just is what it is now.
Probably sold late on him, to be honest.
Yeah, but I mean, he has been hurt for the past 2 years, so it probably was.
Did he get hurt in the playoffs last year?
I fucking know.
I think he was the only guy that didn't get hurt of the big three, because he had a really impressive series against the Pacers where he was like backpacking the Bucks at times. And I was just thinking, I was like, if they traded him over the summer, they probably could have got more for him.
He played in 6. Yeah, he played in 6 games, 38 minutes a night, and he was pretty all right. Yeah. He played well.
I think it was game 5 in Milwaukee or game 4 in Indiana. He just made some insane shots to prolong the games.
He did have double ankle surgery over the summer, though. So, like, they probably would have had to disclose that he needed ankle surgery in a trade.
Yeah.
So, I guess it makes it a little harder, but it is what it is. Got a lot of trades, so we're gonna go through a bunch of them. Jonas Valanciunas has been traded from the Wizards to the Kings. Wizards get City Sissoko and 2 second-round picks.
Yes! Woo! That means Valanciunas doesn't go to the Lakers, which is actually really fun. Yeah, that was a guy that the Lakers were rumored to have interest in for almost the entire season. Can't really tell the Lakers to get bent right now because they just got like the best trade ever handed to them. But you can't win them all. You can't get all the free guys. Yeah, Kings are going to get a free guy out of spite.
Valanciunas will go to Kings, be a fine backup. He's not the same player he was a couple years ago. I feel like a lot of people still think he's like really, really good. He's averaging like 11 and 8. He's fine, but he's not like that guy. I mean, like, he's fine. He's a fine backup. He's probably not the best defender. He's a body to throw out there. Sure.
Was he on the championship team in Toronto?
He got traded for Marc Gasol.
Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot Marc Gasol was my favorite Raptor of all time.
Yes, sir. Bet your ass. Him and Serge Ibaka were hanging out. But yeah, sure, fine. Again, like it for the Wizards. You get 2 second-round picks for a guy you just signed this summer. Valanciunas on a 3-year, $30 million deal, $10 million a year. Fine for the Kings. Movable if you don't like him. But you get 2 seconds. City Sissoko is 20 years old, and you're just stacking young pieces at this point. Get a look at all of them. Fuck it. Like, who cares if you're the Wizards?
Might as well.
I like it. Exactly. And I like City Sissoko. He's cool.
Wherever the Wizards end up in the draft this year, they're going to eventually have to be like, shift into drive. Like, we need to start moving forward instead of just bottoming out, being terrible. Like, the Wizards are eventually going to be due for like this year's Pistons season. Whether it's next year or the year after is another story, but like they are going to have to eventually become more competitive. And they're eventually going to have to start adding good role players to make it easier for Jordan Poole, easier for whoever they draft, easier for Koulibaly and Sarr to compete. Like, they have compiled young players. They just need to start deciding what they want to do with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Probably a few years out of that, though. Maybe get Cooper Flag first and then find out. But the Wizards will be good eventually. Well, knock on wood for their sake.
I'm not going to claim them. I will not become a Wizards guy.
I'm not a Wizards guy either. I'm not going to put my stake there yet. Next thing, former Celtic Daniel Theis has been traded. Daniel Theis and a second-round pick to the Thunder. And that's
good for him.
Good for the Thunder. Pelicans get under the tax apron, whatever they want. Shed some salary. Thunder get Daniel Theis.
Theis gets to be on a really competitive team.
Maybe they'll see him. Maybe we'll see Theis in the finals. We'll see Theis.
Till the day he retires, I'll never forget, and never I don't know what the word is, but I'll never lose respect for him because he showed up to a playoff game after they traded him. Like, they traded him away, and he showed up to support the team. I think it was the 23 conference finals or 23 semifinals against Philly. And Theis just was there. Like, he came to support the fellas.
I love Theis. What a guy. He'll end the Celtic one day. He'll come back. He's got to. I believe that. He just will.
He's a fun player. He's definitely over the hill, I think, though, unfortunately.
Oh, 100%. Remember when everyone thought he was going to come back when he got waived last year?
I thought he was going to come back last year for sure.
Mm-hmm. Who did he get waived by? He waived by the Pacers. Was that what it was?
Pacers.
Yeah, and then Clippers signed him. Anyways, last NBA thing before the route list. The Bulls have signed Lonzo Ball to a 2-year, $20 million contract extension. So Lonzo staying in Chicago, played well enough this year to earn $10 million a year for the next 2 years. Good for Lonzo, man. I'm very happy that he's playing again.
And the report said that there were several teams that were interested in trading for him at the deadline, and Chicago elected to keep him. Good for Lonzo is right. It's pretty incredible that this guy is getting an extra $20 million, not in like a, wow, this is interesting. Why would they do that way? But like good for him way, because the guy hadn't played basketball in 3 years and needed to get a brand new knee before he could do so again. And now he got himself a new contract because he's still a serviceable to good NBA player. Happy for him. I like Lonzo. Always thought he would be an interesting fit with the Celtics. He will probably never end up playing here just because the money will never work. But he is the type of player that I am just addicted to fucking hitching my wagon to, which is a guard that plays defense but can't really shoot that well.
Lonzo can shoot. Not right now, but like before he got hurt, Lonzo was like a legitimate shooter. No, he was.
He was. No, he was better, but right now he's not that great.
The 3 years before he got hurt, he shot 37.5, 38, 42. Like he was real. He could shoot the ball. Give him time.
Khris Middleton used to also be real.
Sure, yeah. But Lonzo Ball's not 33. I believe in Lonzo.
He just got an entire new piece of the body put into him.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be good. Leave him alone. All right, Sam Rattless, what do you got for me?
Oh man. I already like kind of did a mini Rattless bitching about like it hasn't been like a bad day. It's just like mini annoyances just sprinkled in everywhere. I will Rattless the gym just because I had to show up an hour late because my work meeting went late today. We had a big team staff meeting, whatever it was today. We all had to sit there. And by the time I got there, everybody and their mother was at the gym. I think it has to do with this snowstorm that's supposed to be here tomorrow. Like people are afraid that they're not going to be able to go tomorrow. I've never seen so many people that are accustomed to the elements be terrified every time it's like, what if there's snow? Just everybody just in shambles. People are going to drive tomorrow like they've never seen snow before. Can't wait. Can't wait to make the trip up to the Garden tomorrow. It should be a tremendous experience. I'm sure there won't be any issues finding somewhere to park. I'm probably just going to pay to park in the Garden tomorrow.
Good luck with that. Yeah, that's smart. I would do that.
Yeah.
Rattless and Jimmy Butler trade happening while I was at practice. I was at basketball practice coaching my kids, and I look down at my phone and I just see a huge thread. I'm like, ah, shit, something happened. And then I saw the Warriors are sending out this person. I'm like, who? I was like, no way. And then I saw the fucking graphic from Sham's tweet of Jimmy Butler. I was like, oh shit, it actually happened. Anyways, yeah.
That must have been like.
I got to break the news to a bunch of people.
It must have been the Squidward meme where he's looking out of the window at SpongeBob and Patrick having fun. Like you must have been like, holy fuck, like I need to write something and I can't because I'm not at my computer right now. Like it must have been just an
frustrating,
unreal experience that you haven't felt in a long time.
I was not a fan, but I did get to go up to the other coach and I go to him. I go, Jimmy got traded, and he goes, no way. And so I got to break the news a couple times. I felt nice.
It is a great feeling to tell people news.
Twitter is down right now, though, at least on my computer.
Is it?
For me,
maybe I just got a
not
Chris
on my
Haynes
phone
notification that
it's up on my phone.
Pat.
It's up on my phone, but my computer is not loading at the moment. So maybe it's just me.
Anti-rat list, whatever you want to call it, could probably go either way. My mom breaking NBA trade news to me like I don't already know. I've tweeted out the 2 times she has now done it. And I actually think I will never tell my mom when something happens, and I'll let her try and tell me because it's become one of my favorite things. Just post whatever text she sends me to Twitter.
That's funny.
I get it. She was actually pretty quick to it today, to her credit. When the Luka trade happened, it was like noontime, and she was like, Luka to the Lakers.
The next day.
The next day. But today, she was probably only like 20 minutes after the Butler thing happened. She says, Butler to Warriors.
She almost beat Chris Haynes.
Chris Haynes had a tremendous performance today. He must have been like 5 minutes late. And it's only funny like if it's inside baseball to you and you're kind of in the know of like it feels like he's always last. He's been a
He's been
lot
good,
better
though.
this year. He's been really good this year. I have to give him credit. Chris Haynes has turned it around. Today was not one of those days. Today was a day where he saw the Shams tweet and then had to call somebody.
Also, rat list this, so I'm gonna ruin Sam's day a little bit more. Here's
I saw. I did see. This is some bullshit.
Over the timeline, going for the win. Oh! Derrick.
It is the logoist of all logo threes you could possibly imagine for those
This shit's
who are
fucking
audio
stupid,
listeners.
man.
What a
Again,
shot!
this is double fucked because the Celtics lose a half game and then the Pistons also just lose.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough one, man.
Anti-rat list. Meant to say this yesterday on the post game. I'm so mad at myself that I didn't. Is the Celtics got their own grimace? Celtics have a Celtics grimace now. Did you see this?
Mm-mm.
So obviously, Jack, you're aware last year, the Mets had Grimace throw at the first pitch. Grimace throws at the first pitch. The Mets go on this incredible second half run in the season. Finish. I think they win the division.
They went to the
NL
World
East.
Series. No, they didn't. They went to the
NLCS. they went
NLCS,
to.
whatever it's called. Yeah.
And a lot of people in New York, they did credit Grimace. They said Grimace turned it around. It was all Grimace's doing. But I hate, and this is now coming. I'm going to say this. The Knicks better not lose on Saturday. Because if the Knicks lose on Saturday, the Celtics took Grimace from them. Here's a look at Celtics Grimace because Jack hasn't seen him yet. I even edited. I even edited it so it's just perfect. Here you go. Ready? Screen is shared. There is Celtics Grimace.
This is like a real promotional thing with McDonald's.
This is real. This is not fake.
I see. That's terrible. I hate him.
You hate Celtics Grimace?
I don't think I like Celtics Grimace very much.
No. You were in on the Mets. You can't hate Celtics Grimace.
I will say, I like it because it is Shamrock Shake. Like you can do easy, blah blah blah. I don't know if I fuck with Celtics Grimace.
His official name is Uncle O'Grimacy. That is what I've seen.
Okay, man, I'm back. That makes I like that. Yeah. No, that's
we flipped him.
You got me, Uncle. Yeah, no, Uncle O'Grimacy fucking rocks. I'm in. You got me.
I need a Celtics win on Saturday. Like I need to fucking breathe because I'm gonna write the funniest fucking Grimace article for Celtics blog. Celtics stole Grimace from New York. Blah blah blah.
I'm not gonna be around for that game.
They better not hurt my feelings on Saturday because I'm gonna be ripshit pissed.
I'm also going to be ripshit pissed, but
no, you won't even be here to deal with it.
I know. I'll be in a different version of what you just said. Hopefully, that's the goal.
It took me a minute. I got there.
Oh yeah. I don't think I have anything else. I think I'm good. Ratless myself. I should have gone for my walk earlier, but I didn't. So I am now about to walk 4,800 steps around my apartment.
It's so funny that you just will just go in the house and just walk around.
It's just cold and dark outside. I don't want to go outside.
It is tough.
I should have done it earlier. It's my own fault.
I did the treadmill the last 2 days because I didn't want to run outside. It's tough. It's gonna snow tomorrow. You're not gonna be able to go outside tomorrow. It's annoying. Yeah, I don't have anything else. We can't even put Grimace on the thumbnail. I was gonna ask you to put Grimace on the thumbnail. We can't put him on the thumbnail today. Saturday, if they win Saturday, he has to have a thumbnail day.
Maybe really small, somewhere hidden, but
Uncle
I'm not gonna make him the
Grimace
big thumbnail.
No, he doesn't have to be the big thumbnail. He can just be in the background.
Okay, I can
with a no Larry.
All right. Anyways. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to How About Them Celtics, and all. Sam, take it out.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe, comment, leave a like. Big day, big trade deadline. Hit the bell because just in case anything else happens, we will have a breaking news video up for you on the channel. That's what we do. We also have full pods dropping Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps are up the morning after each game. Other videos are on the channel in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. Jack and I are here live before every single game. We'll be streaming for a half hour for pregame. Be live at the Garden tomorrow, actually. Finally back. So subscribe. You can find us on Spotify and Apple too. All pods and recaps are up there, as are the breaking news pods, breaking emergency pods. They do go up on Spotify and Apple. Follow us there. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very much. It does help us reach more people. So if you like us, do us that solid. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Shout out to everyone who sent one today. Even if they were out of pity, they were appreciated. hbtcpod@gmail.com. Our socials are at How About Them Cs for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook is just the name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at JacksMoneyNBA. Mine's at Samuel for NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco. Come on.
Taco.